Hello everyone, I'm finally back with BubbleClan but revamped. I was inspired by Nyoko Arts' Galaxy Clan, Krova's Rain Clan, Miss Cakepants Arts' Ridge Clan, and Queen Robin the Cringe 12's Hope Clan. I'll link to everyone and their clans down below. And I also would like to say that if you hear any background noise, I'll try my best to edit that out. But before we get into the BubbleClan clats, I'll tell you all the settings and the rules that I was following while playing the game. First is allowing cats to breed with cats that aren't their mates, or in other words, affairs and cheating. The option does say it's not limited to this, so I'm not sure if this implies that surrogates can happen naturally. So unless it happens, I'll be saying story-wise a surrogate was used. And unless a cat adopts, which is the next setting I enabled, I disable same-sex breeding and unmated cats having kids because I don't want to get flooded by kids, alright. I also allow leaders to pick their deputies, and warriors and elders are able to become mediators. This is both for some realism and for storytelling. I also send patrols out every moon, and all apprentices have to have their first patrol be training with their mentor or another warrior. It must always be accompanied by a warrior on patrol with some exceptions. Some rules, or rule and setting I am debating on is a 3-strike rule with breaking the warrior code. If the status on a time skip says a cat was caught breaking the warrior code 3 times, they will be exiled. The other setting I'm debating on is having dead cats fade. I'm not completely on board with this one since I don't want to potentially have any important or favorite cats fade when they die. Also because the dead can have their prompts and give lives to new leaders and progress the story. I'll probably have them only fade if the story has a spirit double die. And once I hit past 2 pages of the clan, I will turn on mass extension events, and if nothing happens, I will try and do it manually and make it fit with the story. Anyways, that's all for the intro, so I'll get on to the cats now. Starting in StarClan with Curludon. He's our StarClan guide and died at 227 moons. He's a shameless hunter, and the game started out with him being dead for 142 moons. So I came up with the idea that Curludon was a clan cat that died peacefully or died on a hunting mission. Either way, he still kicks the bucket. So in StarClan, he watches the cats below until he spots these groups of cats. He leads them into a beach cavern and contacts them and helps them form a clan, this being BubbleClan. Which I would also like to say that he definitely named BubbleClan. He probably went, you guys would need a name. Oh, what about BubbleClan? You are now BubbleClan. But BubbleClan. Okay. He also seemed to occasionally contact the clan after this, mostly with patrols that have Eagle Moon, our founding medicine cat, who you'll meet later. It doesn't seem like Curludon is giving visions, prophecies, or omens either, since there are no prompts for them. He's probably just checking in on them like a grandpa would. I also like the idea that he was friends with a kitty pet when he was alive, or at least just doesn't care for a cat's origins. And that is all for StarClan, as no one has died this year. On to the living cats. First cat of BubbleClan is the leader Dancing Star, who was formerly known as Dancing Stripe. He's 103 moons and is a lonesome yet good mediator and prophecy interpreter. Over the course of the year, he seemed to just focus on his clan thriving, even giving a bit of a cold shoulder at the start of the year. But I think he's more of a tough love with a bit of softness to the younger clanmates on the side. I think he's still getting used to being a leader and is a bit protective of his clan. I say this because when outside cats join the clan, he seems to dislike them, and he doesn't like our rival clan, Pheasant Clan, either. Which, we had a war start at the very end of the year. To be fair, we had 2 cats provoke them before this, so maybe Pheasant Clan is a bit on the more snappy side. And Dancing Star's first border patrol that mentioned Pheasant Clan, he marked past the border on purpose, so yeah. He either hates outsiders or just this one specific kitty pet in our clan, who you'll get to meet later as well. Next is the deputy Shellshock. She is 38 moons old, is also lonesome, a great mediator, and has steady paws. She's actually mates with the medicine cat Eagle Moon, which I forgot about when I was drawing the lineup, so I'll draw them together on year 2. They actually became mates relatively quickly in-game, like Moon 5 quick. And on Moon 1, Eagle Moon wondered what she thought about mates. So based on this, I'm saying that the 2 had known each other and had feelings for each other before they came across the group, and then their feelings blossomed more until Shellshock confessed. Even though they did become mates in one of the cutest ways, which was Shellshock laughing at Eagle Moon's bad jokes, It seems like both of their duties keep them too preoccupied to spend any time with each other, and when they do spend time with each other, they're just grumpy from exhaustion. I do hope they manage to fix things, and I think it's quite adorable. Shellshock seems to have a type for funny toms, considering the 2 toms she has gotten interested in. Anyways, besides her love life, when the clan was starting, Dancing Star had given her Wisppaw as an apprentice. Even though Shellshock did train Wisppaw well in hunting and combat, the two don't get along that well. I assume it's because Shellshock wasn't ready to be a mentor, so she wasn't the best in her relations to Wisppaw outside of training. It didn't help that Wisppaw didn't even want to be a warrior and would be more interested in herbs. Shellshock doesn't seem to like being a mentor period though, as she also didn't really seem to like her second apprentice. I think she would rather have maternal relations with the younger cats rather than being a mentor towards them. Our senior medicine cat is Emi-san. He's 112 moons and is adventurous, a great storyteller, and incredible runner. I gave him sunflower petals to represent his suffix. A patrol with Dancing Star and 2 other cats had found him, and he offered his medical services in exchange for shelter, and then he joined. His backstory said he used to wander and help those he could before finding the clan. Based on his age, I'm assuming he chose a place to settle down because he was getting old, but also still wanted to help cats. During his time in the clan, he just seems to vibe and do his job. He may be a little gay for another time in the clan. Will something blossom? Who knows? And Emi-san is definitely just a nice old grandpa doctor that treats everyone with respect even if you don't like him or he doesn't like you. But once you reach his limit, he will snap. Our second medicine cat is Eagle-moon. He is 69 moons, which, haha, funny number, and is lonesome but has a deep StarClan bond and valuable insight. Yes, I do realize that I made the 3 highest ranked cats in the kitty cat hierarchy all have lonesome as a trait. I didn't actually mean to do that, I was just focused on their skills rather than their traits. I gave him eagle feathers based on his name if that wasn't obvious enough. Surprisingly, even though Eagle-moon is lonesome, he does still seem to want some companionship, or is at least still pretty social. His very first prompt in the game was that he wished for an apprentice because he felt a bit lonely. This probably stemmed from his best friend and crush Shellshock being busy with her new duties as deputy, and she had an apprentice herself. Lucky for him, 2 new medicine cats joined him in the medicine den halfway through the year. I find it cute that Eagle-moon is more social than the leader and deputy, despite all 3 of them being lonesome. Eagle-moon did mentor Shellshock's apprentice in herbs as well, as she would come to him after her warrior training. And while Eagle-moon would teach her and allow her to help with gathering herbs, it would seem like he's still pretty neutral to her. Eagle-moon also got the prompt that he wishes he could have a mating kits. Maybe we'll have some shell eagle kits in the future? The last medicine cat of BubbleClan is Wisp Days. She is 22 moons and is an insecure but great healer. I added a dandelion wisp to her fur. I was inspired by Nyoko arts to add an accessory to medicine cats when they graduate. As an apprentice, Wisppaw was grumpy and interested in herbs. I believe she was grumpy because she wanted to be a medicine cat apprentice, and also because Shellshock of all cats was her mentor. But when she would help Eagle-moon gather herbs, she was overly excited, which is just precious. She obviously eventually did become a medicine cat, but she had to do extra training for that. She went from being grumpy to insecure, and I just feel bad for her. She probably became insecure from the fact she was trained as a warrior, continued to be a warrior, and then became a medicine cat. She's pretty good at healing and gathering herbs, but she still has doubts and now instead may worry about being judged on having a mate. Yep, our little anxious nurse has a mate and it's Rice Stripe. You'll meet her later. This means we have our first lesbian couple in the clan. Miss Days is a little anxious lesbian, and she also tried to woo the kitty pet who joined the clan before she got with Rice Stripe. Wisp Days and Rice Stripe are both one of my favorites, and with them being all cute makes my heart just melt. Our first warrior is Carnation Shadow. He's 90 moons old and is responsible and a learner of lore. This man, he's just a hopeless romantic. He first falls for the kitty pet, then Dancing Star, and then Emi-san. With this info though, I believe Carnation Shadow is bisexual but maybe leaning more towards men. At least he's responsible enough to know not to push the boundaries of the cats he's crushing on. Other than his failing love life, he does have a best friend with a warrior who was his apprentice. I love reading their friendship interactions and it's so sweet. They went out on an early evening patrol to watch the moonrise and going back to Carnation Shadow himself, he was also caught breaking the warrior code. I did assume it was related to loners, rogues, or kitty pets, but considering a war with Feather Clan starts at the end of the year, I'm saying that Carnation Shadow did something in regards to that. despite him apparently being responsible. The next warrior is Shining Berry. He is 78 moons, strange, and a great storyteller and kit sitter. He is actually relatively friendly with everyone and doesn't really dislike anyone much. He also had Rice Stripe as an apprentice, which was a little rocky since he seemed not to be too serious in the training. He does care a lot for her, but I believe the way he mentored her probably made her seem like he didn't take her seriously or he would keep putting her down. Shining Berry gives me the type to seem like he's saying nonsense or that he doesn't care about what's happening around him, but does give great advice and actually really cares about his clanmates. Shining Berry was actually on the patrol with Dancing Star when they found the kitty pet and brought her into camp. Concerning how Dancing Star acts with said kitty pet, I think Shining Berry definitely convinced Dancing Star for her to join. He was also seen talking to a loner on Moon 4, and nothing else was hinted at his relation to the loner. It's either someone from his family, a friend, or maybe someone he's trying to convince to join the clan. I honestly love this little man, he's just a silly little guy. And finally, we get to the kitty pet I kept mentioning. This is Ariel, and she is 56 moons and is wise and a good fighter. You can see I tried to give her the Ariel hair. Anyways, Ariel was a kitty pet who was sick from yellow cough, and her 2 legs dumped her on BubbleClan's territory and left her. She was found by Dancing Star and Shining Berry and taken into the clan. She made a speedy recovery and has been a wonderful addition to BubbleClan. She also appears to be a bit of a dreamboat apparently, with some cats that gain crushes on her like Wisp Days, Carnation Shadow, and one other cat. Despite this, it doesn't seem like she reciprocates any of these crushes, even rejecting a gift from Wisp Days. I would actually find it intriguing that Ariel may be Arrow Ace, or at least Arrow. She does have a little romantic life for Rice Stripe, but it was before she got together with Wisp Days. But I still like Ariel being Arrow, especially since the two of them have an age gap, and the first romantic prop was from Rice Stripe right before she turned 12 moons, so... Besides all the love floating around, Ariel has been very helpful and friendly to everyone in the clan. She even got her own apprentice, surprisingly, despite the fact Dancing Star doesn't like her. Maybe he doesn't want to admit how capable Ariel is, or he gave her an apprentice to show she wouldn't be able to handle it, but she proved him wrong. She doesn't like him either, but still shows respect and does her duties. I honestly love her so much, and if anything happens to her, I'll cry. We have a big jump in ages as we hit the 22 moon old Petunia Whisker. He is responsible and has a dark force affinity, but is a good kit sitter. His mentor was Carnation Shadow, and on their first patrol, Carnation Shadow didn't step up to teach because he was distracted from seeing a kitty pet sitting next to a dog. It was just one setback though, since his training went smoothly and he graduated at 11 moons. As a kid, he was loving and I'm sure became responsible from Carnation Shadow. The two continue to grow their friendship even past Petunia Whisker's apprenticeship, and it's so damn cute. Though right after he graduated, he is seen arguing and borderline fighting a Pheasant Clan cat. He also had a patrol with Eagle Moon where he asked about the nature of StarClan, which makes me think that a cat in the Dark Forest could be manipulating him and tricking him that they are part of StarClan. I'm not saying we have any cats in the Dark Forest, it's just like story-wise. And if that's the case, I can only hope that this sweet boy doesn't fall for the tricks. He's just a little pretty boy, please protect him. Oh, and I struggle with his pelt. A lot. He's beautiful, but there's always a cost to it. I also think Petunia Whisker may also be Arrow Ace. He strictly has no romantic like for anyone. And it's not like with Ariel how there's a little bit of romantic like and I'm just retconning it. No, he has like no romantic like for anyone. If I get through another year and he still has nothing in the romantic bar, I'm checking off the limit romantic interactions for him on the cat toggles. I also forgot to say I did toggle that for Ariel. The next warrior is Rice Stripe. She is 17 moons and is childish, a great storyteller and teacher. She's Wisp Days' mate, as mentioned before, and Shining Berry's former apprentice. Her training with Shining Berry wasn't the best at the start, that it led to when other warriors needed to fill in when Shining Berry was in the medicine den that she was still a bit standoffish. Her first patrol with him, she was a bit out of it, and Shining Berry found out she had a nightmare. He tried to be gentle as he told her she was responsible for being well rested and attentive for training. I'm sure he most definitely did it in some kind of weird poetic way to try and be helpful and funny, but I don't think Raipaul was looking for that. She did get better when she graduated, which she did at 11 moons, but her relationship with Shining Berry hasn't gotten better. It seems like she's just trying to move past it. Oh, and right after she graduated, her tail got badly injured by a dog. It wasn't my plan, but this was also the same moon that I made Wisp Days into a medicine cat, so they both could have bonded while Rice Stripe was in the medicine den. At the same time, the two of them wanted Ariel's attention during this, which I find funny. Rice Stripe wanted Ariel to notice her on Moon 7, and Wisp Days tried to give Ariel a gift on Moon 8. And, conveniently, on the relationships tab, it also said that Wisp Days, Rice Stripe, and Ariel had small talk. Story-wise, I'm having that she talked with them about their feelings for her and politely told them she wasn't interested. I do think that Rice Stripe's feeling were just a typical teen finding someone attractive though, like Firepaw and Spotted Leaf in the first arc. I made the two get together after Wisp Days got the courage to sneak out of camp with Rice Stripe, where story-wise, that's how she confessed to her. Rice Stripe is also apparently Dancing Star's favorite, as he was very friendly to her during her apprenticeship. He's friendly to all the younger cats and adores them. Well, maybe except Petunia Whisker. But maybe that'll change. Hopefully. Next we have Shartfleck. He is 14 moons and is righteous and has a keen eye. He got the nettle in his fur from Shellshock as a congratulations of becoming an apprentice, which was surprising, but anyways. His mentor was Ariel, and for their first patrol, Dancing Star accompanied them. Shartpaw came across some red berries, and luckily it turned out they were just raspberries after Shartpaw consulted Ariel and Dancing Star about it. Shartpaw graduated at 10 moons, so clearly Ariel's a pretty good mentor, and I love that for her. Anyways, back to Shartfleck. Like Petunia Whisker, he has a good relationship with his mentor. I think it's a sweet thing to see. Other than that, Shartfleck didn't do anything too massive during the year. He was on a patrol with Shellshock and Minnow Lily at the very end of the year, where we had our first interaction with BubbleClan. Based on every time we interacted with them, our relations improved. They seem pretty chill. And our final cat of BubbleClan is Minnow Lily. She actually came out as trans near the end of the year, completely without my intervention. Minnow Lily graduated at 12 moons old, and her mentor was also Shellshock. Even though this is Shellshock's second apprentice, she still clearly didn't like having one and just focused on the training aspect. On their first training session, Shellshock took Minnowpaw out to see a big octopus, which Minnowpaw was excited about. As mentioned before, she was also on the patrol with Shartfleck and Shellshock that first interacted with BubbleClan. Other than that, yeah, Minnow Lily also didn't have much happen with her during the year. And that's it for year 1. Overall, pretty chill so far. If you guys have any thoughts, headcanons, or theories, leave them down in the comments. I love to see them. I'll get to year 2 as soon as I can. I hope you all have a good day or night.